helped a lot of people. How many is in your community now?
I want to pour into people that I value people time. So I'm like, if somebody has my time, let me pour as much information that I feel like they need.
It's important to know that when you make a lot of money, you are going to wild out for a second, because if you never had it, it's like, I want to do all the things I said I wanted to do.
The misconception that people is to never work with your family,
right,
and not feel like that's depending on the family member.
Mostly my offer that I currently sell right now is mostly coaching and consulting. So like most coaches and consultants are not just sitting on, most people who are like my ideal client, the best way to get through those people is actually like,
if you are an entrepreneur, you have to be with somebody that has that same type of mindset, because they don't understand. Sometimes I can't talk to you right now. Not that I don't want to be with you or anything of that nature. It's just that I got to stay focused on what's going on. What are your top 5 for a person who's brand new that wants to start a digital business?
The only people around me is business. Like I don't really hang around. Like I'm not the type of person that hangs. All my friends are entrepreneurs. 90% of my friends are all millionaires. Only like a few of them.
Thank you so much.
What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of the Family Roundtable podcast, where we talk about everything entrepreneurship and family. All right. So this is something that this podcast right here, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's like one of those podcast episodes where you have to pay attention, because the man we got at the hour right now. All right. This man been killing it, not for 1 year, not for 2 years, not for 5 years, but over a decade. You get what I'm saying? This man has been in the game for so long and has impacted so many people. So we want to go ahead and introduce our man Boniface right here.
Well, thank you for the introduction. Glad to be on here, man.
Also mentor.
And mentor.
Because he's a mentor. Because he's actually one of our mentors. So 100%. Yes, 1,000%.
Yeah, 100%. You definitely got to get that.
Well, I'm glad to be on you guys' podcast, because I've always wanted to join you guys and spread knowledge to you guys' audience and things like that. And I love the concept too, talking about family. I think that's big. A lot of people don't talk about family like that. So I'll definitely love to share the things that how my family are building wealth and things like that with the audience too. Maybe it'll inspire people to invest with their families and different things and the people they're around. 100%. And there's pros and cons too when you are investing with family.
I mean, there's always pros and cons for sure. We can discuss that too with the pros and cons. You know what I'm saying? The misconception that people, or the myth I would say, is to never work with your family.
Right.
Yeah.
And not feel like that's depending on the family member. I feel like that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
To just have the thought of never partnering with someone. Like, why would you partner with someone else outside of your family, especially if they have the strengths that you're looking for?
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why people think otherwise.
100%. I mean, like, investing with your family is definitely like something that it can help build you up, and sometimes it can also help build you down.
Yeah.
Because the thing about family too, you got to understand, families are entitled. They feel like let's say your parents or whatever, right?
Yeah, right.
You guys have a different type of relationship.
Right.
But like, let's say your parents, if something goes wrong, they feel like it's supposed to go wrong. It's okay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometime with your family and things like that, you can't check your family like how you could check a stranger.
Or like an employee.
Because at the end of the day, it's your family. You still got to deal with them.
Yeah, you got to communicate.
I don't know.
It
doesn't matter to her. For her, she talks however she wants to talk.
I don't know.
With family, you still got to deal with them. Even if something goes wrong, it's like you still got to deal with that, your family member, because that's your only family you
especially
got.
Especially if you fire a family member,
you
still got to deal with them afterwards.
I quit. They was like, well, I quit. Well, we firing you. That's what I did. Well, then fire me. Okay.
I mean, that happens.
Yeah.
But then you never, it's a moment. You gotta remember it's a moment type of thing, and then it's over with. And you got to refrain from doing that too, because it's like being in a relationship.
Yeah.
You like makeup type of thing.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to go through that all day. That's toxic.
You don't want any level of resentment. So that's where the communication comes in.
100%. When it comes to family and business, it's very hard. I mean, like, I'll give you guys some scenarios and things like that when it came to like when it comes to family, like there's different type of pros and cons. What happens? Like I'll give you guys a scenario. I think when you're investing with families, you should definitely put yourself first.
Of course.
And then I think you shouldn't invest too much. Like in my
the
scenario, because
beginning or
everybody's
overall?
scenario is different. Like you get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Like my life and everybody's life, like you get what I'm saying? I can only talk from like my perspective,
Right,
you know, like what
right.
I went through when it came to investing with family.
But in
Everybody
your particular
dynamic is
case-
different.
But in your particular case, it was you and your business, and then you went to your family, whereas outward.
Yeah.
You were outward, then you went inward. So
Yeah.
there is a different dynamics to that.
So
That's
no
all.
one can say that this man really doesn't do business in Africa. No one can really say that. No one can question in the comments now. Like this man really. You know how people say, "Oh, he
Yeah.
ain't really got no business in Africa." For
Oh,
real.
people think, that's crazy.
Nah, people really think that for real.
Well, let's bring it on back to
Facts.
Africa. Where
Ah,
are
that's
you from originally? Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in West. I was born in Ivory Coast, but I
Okay.
grew up in. I grew up in America. I'm Liberian and Nigerian. Yeah, but I'll go back and get the full story. Right? How long do we have?
We're good.
All right, cool. So personally, I was born in Ivory Coast because of the war that happened in Liberia.
Okay.
So there was a war in Liberia with Charles Taylor. So Liberia has a lot of natural resources,
Yep.
like palm
Yes.
oil and rubber. You know Firestone, right?
Yeah.
The rubber, the tire factory.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger manufacturing facility is in Liberia.
I didn't know
Rubber
that.
comes from tree.
Okay.
So
Yes,
in
a
like
rubber tree.
Yep. So in
Interesting.
Liberia, they have a lot of rubber trees there, and there was like a whole altercation about natural resources and things. So they started fighting in Liberia, and there was a war for over like 20 years.
They're fighting over all
Wow.
the resources, aren't
Yeah, yeah. It was fighting over. It was insane. So when I
20
was
years is a
born,
long time.
So when I was born, I couldn't be birthed in Liberia because there was a war. So my mom then went to Ivory Coast, and I was in Ivory Coast, and I left Ivory Coast and went to Ghana. I was in Ghana probably until I was like 3 years old. Then I
Okay.
left Ghana and went to New York. Then I went to New York. Then I went to Minnesota afterwards. So that's like my whole childhood era. But most of my childhood until I was from 5 to 19, I was in Minnesota.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I always went to Chicago too, because Minnesota was always right by Chicago, and I have family in Chicago, so we used to go back and forth from Minnesota, Chicago, and South Carolina.
Yeah, it's like right
North
there.
Carolina,
South
yeah.
Carolina is a little.
We used to
bit more-
drive there
Yeah, I'm
too.
about to say,
Yeah,
that's
that was
a bit
like in
more
the
south.
summertime. In the
Okay.
summertime, we'll go to North Carolina and South Carolina.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so crazy because we were just talking off air how my brother went to Mankato State. So for you to be living in Minnesota for those years and being from Chicago,
Yeah.
yes, they're right next to each other. So that's just interesting because I had seen you
Yeah.
10 years ago when you were starting.
Oh, wow.
So to see you now, it gives me chills when I think about it.
Yeah.
Because to see somebody's evolution,
Yeah.
right? To see them grow to where they are now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I've seen you grow. That's why I was like, I know him. It was like when
Yeah.
I saw, I was like, wait a minute, I know him.
Yeah.
So kudos to you.
Yeah, I remember the
Talk
first
to me
time
on
I came.
Instagram.
Yeah, I remember the first time I even came to Georgia here. I never really knew what was Georgia about. It's like honestly, when I like
A lot
the
of
first.
people don't though until they come here for real.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was about and things like that. And I had a client named Kenny Conwell.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right,
Kenny
right.
he was like one of my first few clients from him and G. That was one of my first few clients from Minnesota, from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
They went to Minnesota, and because they see me online. Then after
Mm-hmm.
Kenny was like, come to Atlanta, and I did this.
And now he moved.
yeah, he
He
moved out of
now.
yeah, he moved out of Atlanta.
Oh yeah, because he.
He's in
Oh yeah,
Flor-
because he did
he's in-
leave.
He's in
Yeah, he's in
Florida.
Florida.
I forgot. Yeah.
That's
I forgot.
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's very nice for sure.
Yes, I love how he approached everything. But you've helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
How many is in your community now?
I mean, like, just in the entire internet, for me doing internet marketing, I probably helped over 20,000 people through all my programs.
Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
20,000 people.
Yeah.
And he helped us. I'm not going to even lie. He helped us, and that was amazing to be
Yeah.
a part of your program to help elevate. And just the energy level is like insane, y'all. If
Yeah.
y'all this is really a calm Bonnie right now, okay? Because normally he on 20, and I'm like, okay, hurry up, let's try her take these notes.
Yeah,
Take these notes.
he is. He
We ain't
is-
missing no class.
The thing is that it's never boring.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always interesting, and then it's like I remember when we went to
And he shares.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the key
You
thing is that
really
you give
share.
a lot.
Yeah.
You give a lot.
Yeah. I try to do that because it's like I want to pour into people that I value people time. So I'm like,
Right.
if somebody has my time, let me pour as much information that I feel like they need at where they're at, like the questions they're asking me. So
Right.
if a person's asking me a question, I feel like I'm obligated to give that answer out.
Yeah.
If I know better, why not provide that information for
100%.
them? You know, I feel like if I doing that, I feel like it's a guilt.
Right.
You know, like if it's a guilt
Yeah.
if I'm not giving the information to the
100%.
person who's asking the information. If I know to give it to them.
There was some information. I can't remember what you said when we were on one Zoom call.
I was like, oh, it was when he gave us the payment information.
It was deposit.
Yes.
That's what it was. It was a deposit.
the-
Oh,
Different.
different payment processes and
processes,
things like
yeah.
that.
and it was the speed
Right.
of the sites. We were
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That one.
Optimization.
I've only heard once from like my VA like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this site might be a bit too slow. And since then, I never really paid attention to the speed. Like it was
Yeah.
only because she brought it up.
Yeah.
But to have something that kind of tests how fast it comes up, and that's also plays on like the drop off rate of someone visiting and
Yeah.
converting on your site is just
Yeah, when it
deep.
comes to like social media and like running, like especially consulting, running your coaching business online, a lot of people don't take those things to consideration. Because I spend a lot of money on advertisement. Because I spend so much money on advertisement, I have to actually kind of look at those details.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at if I'm spending $100,000 a week and I'm getting over
I'm sorry.
50,000 people coming to my website, and I'm seeing that it's 20,000 people are opting out of 50,000. It's a problem.
yeah, for
You
sure.
know?
You gotta
Wait a minute, how we just gonna skip over what you just said? You spent what per week on advertising?
100K. So you can't,
Okay, I
you
wanna
can't
grow up and
neglect.
just
You
like,
can't
nah, you're
neglect.
spending too much
Oh.
money to be able to be like, nah, let me just
Leave it and you strap it to the shoulder and be like,
be like, oh, it's all good.
oh, it's all good. So you got to kind of pay
Yeah.
attention to those type of things. That's the only reason why I was able to know those
Right,
things.
data. The data is
Because I'm like, oh my God, how many people are not opting in? So I'm like, damn, what? Because I'm getting the traffic, but why
sure.
aren't everybody going in? So I had to focus on those different minute details, and that's why a lot of marketers don't pay attention to those things. They're just spending money, and people don't realize like they're just spending money and like, hey, my system don't work, but it's not your system. You're not looking at which part's not working.
Right.
Like, what part isn't working the right way? Like, okay, you're getting sales coming in, but how many sales are coming in? How many people are opting into your funnel? All those little minute details plays a big factor.
Yeah, it
You know,
does.
and people don't pay attention to that.
That's powerful. What made you this detail oriented? I mean, what is your drive? What is behind Phone-A-Face?
I mean, the thing about it, like my motivation changed over the years. Like my motivation now is completely different than my motivation when I was first getting started. Like I'll give you motivation when I was first getting started, and I'll tell you my motivation now. Like when I was first getting started, my whole motivation was because I didn't have nothing when I was growing up. Like my family literally grew up in Section 8, right? Like Minnesota in Unity Place. Like if you Google it right now, it's Section 8. So like, and I lived with my grandma, and my uncles, and there was so many different people there. And it wasn't like I didn't go shopping every summer and things like that. Like I had to figure things out on my
Right,
own.
right.
And then I wasn't like the smart, like when I was growing up, I was smart because I asked a lot of questions. My mom was like, I knew you was going to be successful because you asked a lot of fucking questions. Because I always used to ask them so many questions. Can you cuss?
Good. Yes, you can say.
Oh,
whatever you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, you're good.
Just-
You're with my mother.
Just because you're I'm mom,
Okay.
gotta be you, okay? Because I'm a damn cuss, okay?
She can't help herself, bro.
Yeah, MF is my favorite word.
She was like, you asked a lot of questions. So I always used to ask a lot of questions. And because of that, I think that's what made me who I am today. But we didn't have that much, but we had enough. So I had to figure things out. So, and then I had cousins that were smarter than me. Some of my cousins went and became a lawyer, different things. They were super smart. I dropped out of college. They was like, oh, you're going to be this, go back to college and do all these different things. So
But
when
college doesn't teach you to be a millionaire.
it don't teach you
No,
to be
of course
but
not.
traditional, most people who are like my parents, they're African, right?
Right.
So the only way you're gonna
That's
be
all they
successful
know.
is
Is to be a doctor or engineer.
Or a lawyer.
or a lawyer.
Right.
So there was like, go back to college. And then I was being rebellious and I was like, nah, I don't want to go to college. So my whole thing was proving people wrong when I first
Correct.
got started.
Did
So
that drive a wedge between you and your family when you said you didn't want to go to college?
yes, of course. It was like, why are you not trying to go to college and things like that? Then it was like, okay, if you're not going to go to college, you got to go get a job and pay bills around the home. So now I was like, damn, I have to pay bills around the home and all of this. So it's like, okay, cool. I got to figure things out for myself.
Right.
But it was so pressure for me going back to college while I was trying to figure things out. So my whole motivation was like, you know what? I want to prove people wrong. Even like me and my dad never had the best relationship. Like, and since we're talking about family, I'll give you like even like relationship we have now, how it evolved. Like me and my dad,
That's
when I was
important.
yeah,
That's important.
me and my dad my dad literally lived like 10 minutes away from my stepmom home and we never got along.
Interesting.
He was never around. So now what ended up happening was my whole motivation was like, damn, I don't have my dad in my life. I don't have like, I'm gonna prove these people wrong, you know? So over the years, it was just like, I gotta prove them wrong. And because of that, I did prove them wrong.
Right. Of course.
That motivation made me the person I am today because I had to prove all of those people wrong that I became a success.
I can relate to that because when I moved to Atlanta, I was like everything. First person to graduate school, graduate college. So that was one. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. You know, grew up in a little bit of a different era, but it was like, what? She's getting her bachelor. Oh, she got her master's. Now she got a doctorate. Oh, she got a business. Oh, she's doing this. And then they hold you to a whole different standard. And then you're the one that they're coming to for everything.
Yeah.
I definitely understand that pressure. It's difficult sometimes, but it's like, that's what drives you, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I want more, I want better. You know, when they come and visit, like, oh, you live in a mansion. No, I don't. This is small compared to what we have.
Yeah, when you go to a real mansion.
Right.
Yeah.
What they have here in
You'll see
Atlanta.
the
You know,
You
but
guys have a beautiful home though.
thank you.
I'm
Thank
grateful.
you.
Let me make sure I
You guys have a
understand.
very
This is my
beautiful-
house.
I'm grateful. Oh, you put it under my name.
And that was the whole point. It's really, for me, it was making sure that I can prove them wrong. You say I can't do something, I can show you I can do it.
Yeah.
And not only will I do it, I will excel and exceed beyond what you ever thought could be. You know, so I can relate to that. But then it is pressure. So when is it hard for you sometimes? When do you have hard days? Do you have, you know, where you just like, I just don't feel like doing nothing? Do you ever have that?
To be honest, my motivation of not going back to where I used to be made me never have, like, nothing's hard. You get what I'm saying? Like I came from living with freaking 16 kids in a house, growing up in a townhome
lot.
and sleeping on the floor. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, what is hard? Like, what is hard? Like, you get what I'm saying? Where I came from,
There's different
comparing
levels
to
to it,
the
yeah.
life that I live, like, nothing's really hard. You know, in life,
Oh,
nothing's
you're
really
making
hard.
me think about my childhood. Well, yeah, you right about that. Oh, yes. It's like, I never want to go back there again.
I don't exactly. So I never want to go back to where I came from. So it's like I have to keep growing because it's like, why would I go back to where I came from? It's not even possible anymore.
Right.
So what's your motivation now at this point?
So my motivation has definitely changed over the years. Like now my motivation is like really like empowering people because I've made so much money because like even like I made so much money some point that I didn't care about making money anymore.
Interesting.
It's
and
about
I-
how you can help people.
Yeah, it's like I started doing like when I made my first like $5 million, like actually like I remember I took home like 3 million. Like the first year I did that, like that was like during the pandemic and stuff.
Right.
Like I didn't care about making money after that. Like that's when I made an investment with my dad in Africa. We bought like 51 trucks and I didn't care. I was like, you know what? I don't care about making money. I started doing dumb shit. I started hanging out, drinking, doing stuff, like just hanging out with my friends, traveling, just doing whatever I wanted to
Just
do.
wilding out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because I never actually like did anything for myself. Like I
Right,
never
so
did
that was
that.
that was healthy.
It was healthy, you know.
Right.
Like doing like for 2 years, I bought freaking lamb truck, got it stolen. Like I bought probably 3 cars of mine. I have bought it
crazy.
just being careless.
Right.
And it's not even because like it's just me being careless, not caring. It's because I'm making money.
Right,
And I don't really care. I'm like, fucking, I'm gonna just buy another one or whatever. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So
The carefree carelessness, not just having a value because you were feeling like you made the money.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. We were legal drug runners, by the way. So we were in pharmaceutical.
Oh wow.
So I can say when we made our first, I mean, it was just crazy, just spending money on stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily valuing it, not investing in it at that time.
Yeah.
And just, you know, but they were young. They were much younger, but
I remember.
But they
I was
definitely
living life.
Yeah.
they definitely, you know, but it's a different perspective. It's like, how many people can you help now? And so when people say, now it's nice. I mean, it's definitely, I made my first $1 million at 32.
Nice.
So it's, you know, so it is not hard to do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's staying motivated, because that was 20 years ago.
You got to keep your hustle going. You know, like
Yeah.
one thing that definitely keep me motivated is like, first thing first, you got to hire for consistent, because your motivation is definitely going to change.
Yes.
You're not going to have the same energy. Like when I was 20 years, I made my first $1 million when I was 21. So like when I was 21, now the energy that I had when I was 21, like I don't have that energy. I'm freaking 20. I'm 28.
Right.
So it's like, I don't have the same energy as when I was 21.
Did you say you were about to be 28?
Yeah. I don't have the same energy when I was 21.
That's crazy.
So-
Older than him.
He's Alex's age.
Oh, for real?
He's 28.
Yeah. I'm about to
You're
yeah.
20.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought you were older than me.
No. A lot of people think I'm.
Your demeanor.
A lot of people, yeah.
But that also
'Cause I
has a lot to
started
do with
so young.
experience, right?
That's what
It's
it
what
is.
you've
It has to be
experienced
because-
in your
Yeah.
life.
I started so young.
So I won't say it aged you, it matured you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you've seen a lot.
Yeah,
You've
exactly.
done a lot. And you've experienced a lot. So
Yeah.
it has changed your perspective on how you look at life.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas it made me age backwards.
100%. 100%.
Because I'm twice your age. Okay. I could be mom. I'm literally twice your age.
Wow.
You said
So
age backwards.
yes, I don't look my age.
She don't.
All right. You know, but it's important to know that when you make a lot of money, you are going to wild out for a second, because if you never had it,
Yeah.
it's like, I want to do all the things I say I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
But how did your
this way,
family
right?
feel about that? Yeah.
Before you even ask that, think of it this way. You went through 20 years of not having something.
yes.
And then only 2 years of having it. I
Yes.
feel like that's kind of healthy.
And then the thing about it is like, exactly, I think that is kind of like,
Just
I'm
put in
actually, that's why
perspective.
I was like telling people like my CPA is like, damn, you spent all that money. I'm like,
I ain't
like,
have
actually,
it.
like that's not bad.
not bad at
Like,
all.
It's not like I'm like it's actually cool. You know what I'm saying? I actually had to, because I used to beat myself up like, damn, I can't believe I spent all this money on dumb shit like this. And then I was like, damn.
But you value it differently now.
Yeah.
Had
yeah.
you not done it, you wouldn't. It's at some point in time. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Who it is. When you have $100,000 in your hand
Yeah.
to do whatever you want, yeah, it's like money is no object. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, when because what were we doing? We were doing about 150, 180,000 a month. Now,
Yeah.
that's not a lot to you.
Yeah.
But it was a lot to me. You know,
20 years ago, the value of that was higher.
Right.
too.
That's a higher
Right.
too.
Still a lot of money.
That's still a lot of money to this
Yeah, 20
time.
years ago.
That's still you could do a lot with $150,000 a month.
100%.
yeah. And so it's just, so when people ask, well, you're just spending money, because I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's the power of being able to have your own business. That was a power, and it was a family business, because
Wow.
it was me and their dad when we were married. So we had multiple businesses at that time, and we were, and that was just one business that had nothing to do with the other business, because the other business was doing $75K a month. So combined, we were doing like $225,000 a month. And so when we tell people, it's like, it's not hard. You just got to find your niche. You just got to find your niche.
So
Yeah.
why not promote now?
I do promote now, but I do it different ways because my offer is different. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
we're
Yeah,
live.
we're good.
Okay, so
Yeah, my bad.
I mean, my offer is definitely different. Are we going back on the same topic? What was that? Or are we gonna start here?
It's organic, bro.
It's organic.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
cool. I
yes.
mean,
We'll
yeah,
we'll tie back to
yeah.
it.
I mean, the offer is different. You know, like before during COVID, I was promoting the offer more mass market. Mostly, my offer that I currently sell right now is mostly coaching and consultant.
Right.
So, like most coaches and consultant are not just sitting on. Most people who are like my ideal client, the best way to get through those people is actually like YouTube, or I'm doing outreach.
Right.
So like I have a really good outreach system. Like we do a lot of clipping too. So I have a lot of pages that promote my content, and I get a lot of traffic from there. And then we do a lot of outreach. Like I have probably like 20 appointment setters, and I have a lot of closers. They're all doing outreach. We get like over 500 to 1,000 messages. Like we book probably like about 200-300 quality consulting clients from TikTok and Instagram and LinkedIn a day.
So you're still using TikTok. How do you feel about this TikTok potential ban? Do you even think it's really going to happen? Because
To be honest,
extension. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be banned.
it's not something that's going to hurt my. It's not something that's going to hurt my business. So I really don't like look into it. I just look at it as a platform that I can leverage. If I'm not leveraging, I'll leverage something else.
That's
I don't
right.
really try to tie myself.
That's
to
right.
things.
That's right. And that's what I be trying to tell people. Why are you? But
Yeah.
the people who are solely on there, I can understand why they're upset.
Yeah.
So
I'm not solely on there. I just leverage it to find creators and run ads.
And
There's so many platforms to run ads and things on.
What would you say are some of the top areas to advertise outside of Instagram?
Facebook is still good. Facebook and YouTube. Like
They
those
say
are
that's for old people.
the most people.
I'm not
No,
gonna
they're
say it's
really
wrong.
good.
I used to say that, but my knowledge nowadays
But
is a lot
majority of
different.
people who really buy and have the capital to
They're
buy
on-
are
they're
older
on-
people.
they're on Facebook,
Majority
yeah.
of the people who buy my digital products, when I'm selling digital product, are people over the age of 30. I was like
I agree.
18, 19, selling to people over the age of 30 every day.
Absolutely.
Those are the people where if I tell them, say, oh, my offer is 15K, they're going to be like, okay, here, which credit card? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, those people over the age of 30, you're always going to get your best clients out of that. You just got to have an offer that can cater to them. And it's easy for them to be able to get results from.
So I want to make sure we don't hover over this because I want to give some
Of
actual
course.
game to the audience real quick. You said that you do outreach
Yeah.
on all platforms.
Yeah.
How does that outreach work? Like if a person wanted to get started and they wanted to do outreach, or let's not even do that.
I mean, it's
how
something
does
I
yours
don't
work?
So, like, I mean, I can give people tips. It's not
Right.
something that I even like offer. Like people, like a lot of people have definitely reached out to me because it was like, yo, your outreach is like crazy because they definitely do see my outreach method and stuff like that, and it's definitely powerful. Like how my work is pretty much, we have a lot of pages. We do clipping. So, like, I'm sure you guys notice all these different influencers online, like
Having sub accounts.
having subs account,
Yeah, we
right?
started doing that ourselves now.
Like you probably know Imagazi or you know
Luca
Andrew
Belmar,
Tate and
Andrew
all of
Tate,
them. They
yeah.
have a lot of pages. So
Yeah.
I have a lot of people. They create multiple pages for our brand and they clip content and use viral sounds and they use those sounds and it brings a lot of traffic to our webinars and things like that.
Interesting.
And then also through those pages too, we do outreach to different creators that are online because the market is definitely growing.
It is.
Like TikTok has a lot of creators, Instagram has a lot of creators. There's creators that you guys don't know. Like I remember what's his name? He joined my bro. He was like, "Damn, bro, where do you find all these creators from?" I'm like, "They're all on TikTok. They're all like, where do you?"
Yeah, they're
where do you-"
different. They're
There's a
different
lot of
creators.
born.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally have a creator right now. This girl, she teaches other girls how to finesse guys. She's killing it.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? But like,
That's a
there's so-
huge market. Though.
That's
There's-
terrible.
No, that is. I
That's
saw a girl that
terrible.
shows them how to pimp guys out. That is a legitimate business.
Yeah,
terrible.
but not just that. It's like just to say like you can make offers about anything. You get what I'm saying? Like you can make offers about anything. Like there's so many people, creators, everybody's taking their knowledge and they're making expertise around it.
Yeah, your idea is your income.
Yep.
Okay.
So if someone was starting new, would you suggest them to have sub accounts, or would you suggest them just grow their first
No, grow
account?
your first account. I mean, it definitely is expensive to do stuff like that. It's like when you're starting new, do your own account and then grow your account and things like that, like how everybody does. Like it's so easy to grow your social media account now. Like you
is.
can use sounds, you can do like especially if you documented your entire life, you can use videos from when you were a childhood because people love before and afters.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying? You can show those different videos and just do creative, find different
I never
look-
thought about that part.
look at your niches and see what other people are posting in your niche and recreate that content and post it online, you know, like, and people will engage with those content. You just got to find the most viral sounds and things like that. And people are going to engage with it right away.
Interesting. Yeah, we just literally started the sub accounts thing. Actually, there was one. I did have a backup account. I didn't think of it as a sub account, like in that way.
Yeah.
I was more like thinking of it as, okay, well, one day I know somebody's going to try to attack my page.
Yeah.
I just need to have a page just in case if something were to happen. Like that's
Yeah.
how my mind was working. But then I looked at an Iman Gaji video, and he broke down his content strategy, and he has hundreds. And then I looked at a Luke Belmar video. He had like 2 million views. I actually looked at it a couple days ago, and he has like hundreds of Instagram accounts.
Yep.
And he's just like, yeah, I have a whole bunch of clippers,
Yep.
and all the clippers just post on that account, and they get paid commission.
Yep, strictly. You can
crazy.
do an affiliate link. Have them. That's what I do with my clippers. I pay them like 5%.
Interesting. 5% of
Off
whatever.
of like
of what?
of the Instagram. Like I have a manager, a clipper manager. He manages a lot of them. Then after
Right.
they just post everywhere and stuff like that with my content.
Oh, that's dope.
How does
Revise
the
it and
affiliate
things.
work? Is it to the webinar or
To the webinar, I do webinars. So
closes,
yeah,
or
I do
just shows
webinars.
up?
Strictly webinars.
But do they get paid based on the closes or based on show ups or
No, they
opt-ins?
only get paid based on. You can do it different ways because some clippers, but I don't like to do it like that. Some clippers they definitely get paid based on like views, how many
I've
views
heard of
they
that
get.
as well, yeah.
But I don't do that. I just have a manager, and this guy he just manages them. I paid him like a good fee a monthly, and then after he managed them, then pretty much every sale that comes from my webinar off their affiliate tracking link, they get a percentage of that.
That's a great idea.
So that's
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
I have it where so do you have it where all of your, this is why podcast is, it's like a mini mentorship session. It's like,
Especially with
it's like, so do you have it where, because this is great, because I know a lot of people, we
Yeah.
have a sophisticated audience, obviously.
I'm glad you know about clipping. That you've been,
Of course,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I do this.
Tap
Like,
in. That's what's up.
But like when you're, because I have it where all of my sub accounts connect to my main account.
Yeah.
Do you have it where they just do you just lead it to a webinar? Like all accounts lead to the webinar?
All accounts, story
the
posts,
link in the
everything's
bio?
going to my webinar. Every post that I make, I have a share folder with like my manager. He has all my content and every single thing, and they're making content off my content.
Are you still doing your webinars as Evergreen?
Yeah, I still do evergreen webinar.
Okay.
Strictly evergreen.
Are you still doing the weekly webinar?
I don't do live webinars. I only do automated webinar. I'm too busy for that. You get what I'm
I
saying?
just
Like,
don't
a lot of people don't
like
know all the
webinars.
stuff that I do, but I'd be so busy. I can't do live webinar and things like that.
I
So
don't
how-
like them personally.
How often so by you doing having your weekly webinar, are you updating it every month or are you updating it every
Automated webinar?
Yes.
So my automated webinar, it converts. So if I'm updating, if something's wrong, if it's not converting, like the way
Gotcha.
I have it converts. So it's like,
Gotcha.
I don't need to change it. You know,
Yeah,
if it's
once you have
working,
it,
like it's not breaking, don't fix it.
Gotcha.
Facts.
If it's not working, there's something wrong, and I'm like, wait, what the freak's going on with my webinar? What's going on? Is the market changing? Well, this is test price
Gotcha.
point. So I'm trying to test price point at that point, testing
Right.
price point, seeing what's going on, or seeing what's hot in the market, and I would change the angle of the webinar. Like that's pretty much would be it.
Right,
Like,
right.
If something's like not working, that's the time I'm trying to go fix it.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
I remember the last time we had a conversation on the Zoom call. We didn't have enough leads to lead to a webinar. Right? This was like what, end of last year?
Yes,
Something
it was the end of last
Yeah.
year.
And
Dang, a year went by that fast.
Yeah, the year goes by fast, super
that's
fast.
actually crazy.
fast.
But now lead flow is not an issue,
Yeah.
right? Which is great because I know
Yeah.
how to,
What's your
It's
price
all
point on your
organic.
webinar? What's your price point right now?
So how we have it is that it's to content to a membership. We don't even have it. We don't have a webinar.
So you guys are doing membership too? You
Yeah,
guys are doing a membership?
yeah,
level?
$47 a month memberships, but we don't. It's not to a webinar. We just mini chat.
You should definitely do it to a webinar. It would definitely convert a lot.
Okay,
But you should do dynamic subscription.
Okay, I remember you saying that before.
Yeah, where you
Like
do
different-
3-tier pricing.
Different tier pricing. Yeah.
Yeah, because you do 3-tier pricing, at least you're gonna get different people buying at different pricing. And then a lot of people like Smitty. I know you guys know you.
Oh, yeah, he's
So a lot of these guys, what they do that I help them with their webinars, they do challenges in their community.
That's what I.
In our situation, we're in business together to grow our family business, and then we're going.
That's exactly what I said. I said
That's
as soon as
exactly
they join
what
the
we're
community,
talking
they
about.
do challenges in the community.
That's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah,
That's exactly what That's exactly what I was gonna say. So how we did have it now is they join the $47 a month, and then from that $47 a month they get access to the webinars and the challenges. Right? That's how now. But you're saying take out the webinar in the community and just have it as forefront and the webinar sells the membership, and in the membership they
That's
get to the challenge.
Yeah, so like what I would recommend, right? You do a webinar. The webinar can be dynamic subscription. It can be
Right.
$49 a month, $250 for 6 months, $850
Right.
for a year, or
Right.
$497 or $597 for a year, or whatever
Right, right.
pricing structure, right?
Still got that too.
Then what you do, every single person who buys from the webinar, you do a challenge in that community.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do, because if you're familiar with challenges, if you already have the challenge process
Yeah,
in
we
place,
do.
you do a challenge in the community, and then you just upsell them on like a 7,500, 15K, 25K
Right.
offer.
So you're speaking my thoughts, because this is what I was saying. I said we need to go low ticket and then get them into the community,
Yeah.
then upgrade them with a challenge, and then upgrade them. We need to ascend up
Yeah.
not because the market has changed.
Yeah.
You know, they're not doing the high price and then down. They're like, no, I need, because there's so many.
No, high
coaches out
ticket
there.
It
definitely
still
works.
works because that's what we do now. We
So,
we also
high
have to
ticket-
work books a call.
High ticket definitely work because I have a lot of clients doing high ticket. I have a webinar funnel that's converting like crazy doing high ticket. It depends on what's your objective that you're
Okay.
trying to do, right? If you have this is why I always tell people, if you have a low following, because you don't need to sell so many people to make, always recommend high ticket over low
agree.
ticket. But people who have the challenge process dialed in, if you already done challenges and you have it dialed in and you've done 200, 300, 400, 500K off your challenge, you just need more people and you know that and you already perfected it, then go low ticket and do challenges.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we've done
But if you're
50K
not
on the
somebody,
yeah, we've done 50. The highest we've done was 75,000 on a challenge.
what was the price point?
It was 5,800 at the time.
Right.
So you should
And it
up your
was-
price
and it was
definitely.
15K.
I think you should
It was
definitely
two
up your
options.
price. Minimum you should be charging like it's like 10K. Like you get what I'm saying? Like you should, because there's so many financing available for people now.
Yes, I'm so
It is.
glad
So
that
it's
we
like
have
you
that
should,
available.
you know what I'm
now,
saying?
yes.
Like you should, especially if you're doing like a really good, you should do like 10K is a good price point, 15K and up. You should be charging because you don't need to sell so many people for you to hit your goal. And
That's
you can
true.
print easily on your challenge. Especially if you're doing a 5-day event, 5 days.
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. People don't
It's a lot of
realize
resources.
it's a lot of work.
You know how
and
many
people don't-
emails you got to send out, text
Yeah.
messages?
You gotta
Oh,
set
you
up.
got to pay for it.
Yeah, like you get what I'm
sure.
saying? So you should definitely be charging like more. Like
Are you guys enjoying? So hold on for a second. We're gonna take a quick break, guys. Do you see why we have him on our podcast? Not only is he dynamic and giving information. Not only is he a family man, he's married, but he knows what it's like to kind of start from the bottom and the things that we need to do in between. So I am loving this dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that we're talking here. So we're gonna bring it on back. I just want to make sure you guys are chiming in on what he's saying. Yes, there are people out here who are coaches. If you are looking to start your own coaching business, yes, you can get paid $10,000.
Yeah.
$5,000. Our highest
deserve
ticket.
it.
Our highest ticket is $30,000. Okay, for one of our, and we actually offer a doctorate. So as a matter of fact, we nominated
wrong.
you for Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award.
hey.
Okay,
Clap it up for that one.
which is what we have. What I have
Oh,
right here.
wow.
So you will be receiving that in April. Yes.
You got to come. You
Let's
gotta come
do
to
it.
There's an event.
Yes. So
Is it in April?
It's
Where
in
is it
April.
at?
It's going to be
It's
at
here in Atlanta.
Chateau Elan.
Oh, nice. I love Chateau Lounge. I go
Yes.
there. Did you have some good wine?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Mine as well.
So it's,
Yeah.
we were
Give an excuse
still
to go.
considering having it in Atlanta, but we still may have it at Chateau Elan.
Yeah, I
but,
like Chateau Elan.
But we wanted to, as a way of saying thank you for everything that you've done for us, we nominated you for the presidential.
I will
Lifetime
be there. You just got to let me know the dates and the time. Anywhere I am in the world, I'll make sure I come.
There
Okay,
you go.
great.
See?
So back
as long
to
as you're not outside of the world, but you travel. Well, you might go to so
not
many
outside-
countries.
not outside
You
the world, so
you
you gonna be on another
might-
planet.
I've been to every country. I'm on the show. Find another place to be. You know what I'm saying?
So I wanted to make sure that we give homage to him because he's given so much back to the business community,
Yeah.
including us, that we wanted to make sure that you know how much you are appreciated and valued.
Thank you, man. I work hard and I love to pour into people to help people get to where they deserve to be.
Yes.
I have a quick question. Going back to like the family side of things,
Yeah.
right? How does it work with your wife being in the picture? Like you're a
In what way?
very
Outgoing.
but I was more speaking of like in business terms. Like you
Yeah.
do a lot in business, right?
Yeah, I mean, the
you're not
thing about it-
you're not in one place all at once.
Yeah, I think the thing about it, you definitely have to have a conversation with your partner, and your partner has to be understanding that, hey, you're gonna be different places, and they have to trust you. That, and
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. Just be respectful to your partner, and your partner be respectful towards you.
She's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
Very lucky. And she's beautiful and smart.
Thank you.
Okay, she's beautiful and smart. So that's so.
she's gonna love that you said that.
Well, it's kind of hard.
You're
to
gonna make
not-
her happy. She's gonna be like, "That was a great podcast."
It's kind of hard to see that she's not beautiful on her outer side, but I'm also speaking on her inner, okay? Because yes, to have to put up with Boniface,
Yeah.
okay, to put up with Bonnie, I mean, he's all over the place, so she
Yeah.
definitely has to have an understanding.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but she also has her own life, so it's not
Yeah,
just
yeah,
you know,
100%.
I mean,
She's an influencer on her own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does her own thing as
Yeah.
well, you know. So how does
Yeah.
that make you feel, you know, to know that she's doing great things on her own?
I'm excited for her. I don't want anybody around me that needs me. You gotta want to be around me because you want to be around me because you
Hello,
love me.
somebody.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm happy. I'm excited that she's do stuff for herself. But that makes me excited.
What does it make it easier for you to operate your business because she has something going on for herself?
100%.
Okay, 'cause that's important.
Yeah.
Can you speak on that real quick?
Having a partner, honestly, you need to be with someone who's doing something for themselves. Because
100%.
if you're with someone who's not doing something for themselves, now they're more needy towards you.
Yeah.
You know? So definitely you should be with a person that more entrepreneur-like. They're driven. They're more goal-orientated, because that's gonna help you grow too. You guys they're working, you're working, and they have to be feminine too. Like you can't be with a woman that's not feminine. You know what I'm saying? Like she has to be submissive. You know, she has to be she has to know.
Word for women
She has
too.
to know the king is the king. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you have to be submissive to each other.
Yeah, you both have to be submitted towards each other, but she has to know that the king still runs the throne.
Right.
You know, like so like she definitely has to be still submissive. You know, so but that's how a relationship will work too. You know, because when guys make money, they want to settle down.
Right.
When a woman
Of
makes
course.
money, women feel like they can be by themselves. But guys, some women make money and they
There
feel
are
like,
women that are like that for sure. A lot of women are like that for sure.
You know?
A lot of women.
A lot of-
they have the I don't need.
That's a y'all.
I don't need a man.
That's a y'all age
Mentality.
group. That's a y'all age.
in our age group, no, actually,
I mean, it is
our
true,
age
but
group
I
is
have
actually
met
really
older-
amazing though. Like
Yeah.
this age group that we live in, it's so insane. Like there's women now, they're killing it, bro.
They are
The
doing
age
better
group we
than
live
men.
in, and they're submissive too.
Yes.
Like this is like the competition, bro. That's why most girls they gotta get them shit together. Because like if a girl's not doing something, bro, on some real stuff, right?
It's
If-
too. It's just a lot. It's too
it's-
easy to not make money.
it's too easy.
Right.
You got
It's-
TikTok,
And they
Instagram.
taking advantage, but I think too easy is not the right word when it comes to women nowadays.
Yeah.
They can breathe and make money. Like
Yeah.
it's different for women than it is for men. Like men, there has to be some form of edge or leverage, a high amount of leverage for a man to be able to really, really make money in this
I don't
game.
know. I think the men are starting to run the game now. I think
No,
you guys
no,
are
I mean,
really.
they're killing it. I
you
don't
know.
want to make it seem like I don't want to dumb down the fact that it's not easy to make money. It is, but for
both
women,
gender, it is.
yeah, but for women, it's just. I mean, all you have to do is take your top off, and there is.
I
just
mean,
like,
let's not say take your top off because there's a lot of other ways to make money, right?
Right.
No, I'm just
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying in general. Okay, so let's say it this way, right? If you were to if a
'Cause
woman has a
basically-
pretty face,
Yeah.
and this happens too. When a woman has a pretty face,
She can sell a product
She can sell
better.
products a
That's
lot
true.
Yeah.
easier than if a man is out here trying to sell a product.
That's true.
That's all I'm
That's
saying
true.
is that
100%.
women are just
That's
easy.
true.
It's just easier for them to make money in the game now.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different podcast because that's a whole lot of colorism going on. Okay?
Yeah, but you
because
know-
it depends on what is pretty.
It's
Okay?
definitely,
I mean, yes.
no, it is
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
easy for women to be able. It's both gender.
sure.
Because the time has changed.
It has.
Like
Right.
before, a woman can be like, oh, like the dating scenes for me has like me right now. I'm in a relationship, but like before, right, there was people who basically only thrived off of me, which was different. But now it's like there's so many different women out here are doing things for themselves, especially for a guy like you. You're not in a relationship yourself, right? So like for you, you're not in a relationship. You should be trying to find a partner who's doing something for themselves. And a lot of these
agree.
girls who's
Yeah.
doing something for themselves, they are feminine. They're
they're-
more outgoing because
they're starting to
social media
understand
has
that.
made it easy for
Yeah.
people to make money. If a person's not making money on social media, they're just not focused. They're doing stuff. They're hanging out with friends. They're not. That's not their purpose. If they don't, if they're not making money on social media right now, that's not. They're not putting like their focus towards making money.
You said
That's
something
true.
that was important that sometimes I can't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want to be with you or anything of that nature. It's just that I got to stay focused to what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, we'll hang out, but I got to do this first.
Yeah.
You know, and as in the words of Marcus, you know, I don't want to be around you if I'm broke. I mean, it's like.
that's just absolute.
Who wants
Yeah.
to be, you know, because it's depressing.
Yeah.
It's depressing. And like you said, you don't want to go back to what it was like when you were growing up.
Yeah.
And right now in this digital space, it is absolutely easy for you to take your idea and turn it into income or go to YouTube University to figure it out, or you can contact us and we
Yeah.
can help you create that digital product.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that not true?
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah, I want to add something to that though. When you said that, you know, the woman that you're with right now has her own thing going. As a coach, do you find yourself coaching your wife at some? Is that a thing that you do?
100%.
Or do you turn it off? Like I know for me, right? I'm not bad. I used to be bad where I would blend the coaching and the relationship together, right? I used to be really, really bad at that. But now it's pretty better at they just want to rant and you're just there to listen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
how
you
does
said that
work?
a lot. Are you here to rant? Or
Yeah.
am I here to?
Yeah,
You say that
I
a
say
lot.
that yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, women are always gonna want to rant. You know, a woman's always gonna like. You know what I'm saying?
Why am I
Women are
even
more
here?
emotional
Why
than
am I
guys.
here? Why am
Women
I
are
even here?
definitely more emotional than
Trying to
guys.
tell us how we are.
Women are more emotional than guys. You know what I'm
true.
saying? It's just
That's
this is how they naturally are. You
And
know?
it's okay, by the way. Like we're not saying it. It's okay to be
Trying to
that way.
tell me how we
prefer it.
are. Okay.
You know, like we have no issue with it. I just want to put that as a
And there's nothing wrong with that, though. You know, like there's nothing wrong with that. But like, I do find it that end of the day, you have to be willing to educate your partner. Like you can't be with you're not gonna be with a woman where it's like she knows more than you, and then you're not gonna feel comfortable as a man. If your woman is teaching you things all the time, like how you gonna feel? You're gonna be like, what the heck? What's going on?
Facts.
Right? So you're gonna be like, you're gonna want to level up so you can be the one teaching her things. That's how it's supposed to be as a man. You're supposed to be providing value to her, and you're supposed to be helping her grow.
Well, hold up now. So you're saying that a woman can't provide value to her man?
A woman can definitely provide
yeah,
value
that's
to
not
a
what he's
man, but a
saying.
man would feel very uncomfortable.
a man would feel uncomfortable.
That part is true.
And,
Okay.
and he wouldn't feel masculine in his frame.
Yeah.
If a woman constantly only coached him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't
Okay.
think that the woman can't teach her man some?
A woman
Yes,
can
100%.
definitely. Yeah, we're not saying
A
that
woman's
we cannot.
supposed to.
Okay.
A woman's supposed to be the
I need
person.
another woman on this
A
panel.
third eye, like a woman's supposed to be your third eye.
Okay.
Like a woman's
100%.
supposed to be that person that's looking, that has your back.
Yeah, and that is
Yeah.
definitely true. Because even with my husband, when he's where I was like, "Hey, babe, I don't think I'm telling you," and he's
I do
like, "You
agree
were right."
That
Yeah.
women increase a man's income by 70%. That's statistically proven.
Yeah, I mean,
76, I believe. It increases your income by 76% because it's a
most
different
men,
perspective.
100%. A lot of men don't know how to focus. So,
Right.
because they don't know how, a lot of men who don't know how to focus don't have self-discipline. They need somebody there so they can be disciplined to get things done.
Absolutely.
Oh, I've noticed that with my other son. Am I right or
true.
wrong? Because the person that he is with, she keeps him on point, and he
Yeah.
has definitely started to elevate more because of it. And even with my husband, even with their dad when we were married before he passed on, because of it's like, babe, we need to do this so we can go to the next level.
Yeah.
But it definitely, you definitely have to make sure that you guys have your conversation. So, what do you think about family therapy, especially when
Wait,
you got a
before
business
you do
together?
that,
You guys do?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Have to, because you're not going to always be in agreement. You got to always, we have weekly meetings
Oh, wow.
every Saturday. I can honestly say last year in our weekly meetings, we missed maybe 6 meetings out of the whole Saturday year,
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
because it helps due to the fact of we have to figure out what our goals are going to be. We have to know where we're going to go for this upcoming year. We have to plan out what we're going to be doing. And then on top of that, be mad at each other. So we got to talk it out.
Me, the thing about it, man, I have never done family therapy or any of the, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I think, like, with my partner, we do that every day. Like,
Well, but that's because you're
every
a
time
partner.
she's mad, you just talk about it. Like, what are you mad about now? Go ahead.
But the reason why we do.
Oh, we're live, right?
Yeah, we're still.
Okay,
we're still
okay,
recording.
cool.
Well, the reason why we do is because it's not just my husband and I. It's
Yeah, you
my
guys have to, because
sons.
you have. When I used to live with my stepmom, definitely we used to try to have a meeting every week, no, every month. We used to try to do it like every month and things like that,
Right.
because she was busy working her job. So we used to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
with my stepmom, we definitely used to have some type of meeting and things like that about like whose time to clean the dishes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
oh,
when
yeah,
I was young,
I have
this
the
is your
printout
time
on
to
the
clean
wall.
the dishes. Just realizing like I don't care anymore, and I'm not gonna let that hinder the relationship. But I know exactly where people stand. I think you need
just
to know where
accepted
people
it.
stand
Yeah.
in your life, and just accept that. Like, okay, this person stand here, and I'm accepted for that. You know,
Yeah.
like.
That's what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta know where people stand. Like, and the thing
See people
about
for who they are.
yeah, 100%. You gotta see people for who they are. Definitely, like, and I can give advice on like family and things like that, because definitely, like, I have great business partnership within family, and I had bad business partnership within family as well. You know, when you make a lot of money, you give people a chance.
Of course.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And especially growing up, you know, you met so many different people. So over the age of you growing up and you becoming a multi-millionaire, you're going to give some people chances. So personally, like growing up, I've definitely give people, after becoming a millionaire, I've definitely give a lot of people a chance. And I'll talk about the pros and cons. I mean, like the first investment that I made overseas, like when I bought the first 50 trucks with my dad, what happened was that we had an altercation. Why? Because the first time my dad never encountered that many vehicles or ran a business at that caliber.
Yeah, that's
So-
a top level. You got
You get what I'm
50.
saying?
Yeah.
You would need a mentor for that.
Yeah.
So
50.
exactly.
Right.
So at that caliber, at that caliber. But the thing about it, it was supposed to be something that we was doing together. You get what I'm saying? But it's not like she couldn't handle the whole task. It wasn't because of that. It was more greed and entitlement. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is like, and when you have a when that's why I talk about entitlement too with family. But me and my dad is cool now. Like we rock. You get what I'm saying? We in our issues. You get what I'm saying? So,
and he understood that you're there to help. 100%.
I think I funded the whole business.
Well, that's an investment.
I'll get to that part after you finish, because I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like with when you are definitely making investments and things like that, greed definitely happens, especially when people have never seen that amount of money themselves. It makes them feel like, damn. Like that was the situation. Like me and my dad are cool. I love my dad. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I'm a ride for them. I'm a ride for him. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not like I'm just saying it for other people who wants to make investments with their family and things like that, how to navigate those things.
Yeah, for sure.
And how you can not make a lot of mistakes when you are. I think you should definitely start small. Me, because I've already was doing over $1 million a month, I couldn't think that small anymore.
Right.
My mind couldn't. My mind couldn't. I couldn't think about like, oh, let me start with 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? I can't think that
because you're already all in on other things.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? I can't think that small.
Yeah, so, you weren't thinking, let me get you 5 trucks. No, I'm gonna get you 50 trucks.
Yeah, like
we can gather all these contracts because we have
we can already
get
the contracts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know I know exactly what you mean about that because we had 750 stores.
Wow.
Pharmacies.
Wow.
Okay. So it's like we started out with 50.
Wow.
And then it scaled to 750.
Wow.
It started out with 5 drivers and then it scaled to 65 drivers.
Wow.
So yeah, you're like, okay, wait a minute, how much can I do per day? So we
that's what you're thinking,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You think about
wait
that.
a minute, we're getting $50 per stop per day times 700. You know, so you start calculating. You know, that we're looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But then there's the work in between.
And all of that, all the logistics in between.
And
has
then
to
the mindset too.
Staff and all of that has to be. And the mindset shift he has to go through.
He had to go through because he had not seen that type of money.
Exactly.
He's like, wait a minute, I brought you into this world.
Exactly. It's like, It's like, I brought you into this.
That's what he was thinking.
Exactly.
Like, you owe this to me.
Exactly.
And that is a sense of entitlement. Although with us, it's like, I treat my sons as equal. It took a long time. Somebody asked us that. The first thing they asked, it was Neo. He said, how did you get your sons on the same page? I said, well, back in the day, what did I say?
You're either going to learn this skill set or I'm kicking you out of the house.
It was like, you're going to be homeless.
Yep.
Wow.
You know,
yep. The thing about it is like what you do isn't something that somebody won't want to do. Like, like doing digital marketing is actually one of the like most easiest business that anyone can be able to adapt to, you know?
A lot of people don't understand how easy having a digital don't understand how easy it is to have a digital business.
Yeah.
They think it's so hard and they think they have to be all this complex stuff. And I'm like, no, it's not.
It don't have to be.
So what are your top 5 for a person who's brand new that wants to start a digital business? What are your top 5 secrets or top 5 tools that you can give them to get started?
Most people who are starting out first, the first thing first, you need to get your mindset right. Because making money online, it's the belief that you deserve it or you believe that you can do it. Because you're already working hard doing something. Like your same work ethic you do, go to a job, wake up every morning, 7 a.m. and you're driving that job, you're on your feet from 8 to 9 p.m. or you're working a warehouse or whatever it is you're doing, you're putting in a lot of effort. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you're going to start a digital business, you got to put in that same effort. Because if you put in that same effort, and a lot of people who run digital marketing business, they get so good, they get lazy, and that's why you see a lot of younger people get and come and take it over and do a lot of things because those people are hungry and motivated. So for you, you're leaving your job, you can keep that same energy that you had from working your job and bring it here, you're gonna thrive. But get your mindset right. Don't feel like you can't make $10,000 a month. Don't feel like you can't make $20,000 a month. Don't feel like you can't make $100,000 a month because you can do it. Like, find a product that you want to sell. I don't know whatever industry that you choose to go into. It can be digital product, it can be e-commerce, it can be affiliate marketing, whatever it is that you decide to go into, commit to it. Don't have shiny object syndrome.
Ooh.
Don't try to focus on this and try to focus on that. Just commit. If you commit, it's going to be easier for you to achieve success. A lot of people, they just don't commit. They start something and then they want to do something next tomorrow. Like right now I have probably around like 9 different businesses that pays me, but I didn't start doing that until I made millions of dollars
to that one.
in that one, and I master it, and I have staff, and I have a staff that running it to the level that I want to make money from it, and is running without me being it. That's when I was able to say, hey, let me do these other things. I know when you're first starting out, you can be like, hey, I want to try so many different things before I decide which I want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're first getting started and you have the capital, because it's expensive trying different things. Like, it's very expensive. Like, you trying this, trying that, trying this, and seeing which one would work for you. You invest in this way because everything has a price to pay.
Yep.
So you got to just do your research first, YouTube University, find out which one you really want to do. Look at the lifestyle of the person you have that you want to live, and then invest in their mentorship or their program, and just commit to your self-development and commit to that process. When I started out, I used to listen to a lot of audios because a lot of people, they just need self-development first. Like, you need to get committed on listening to audios, reading books, getting your mindset right so you can be super motivated, and then just pick one industry and just commit to that industry, and then you're going to be able to just gain the success. And don't stop. Like, every business, there's ups and downs, but you gotta change your environment. Because if you're like, when I was starting out, the reason why I was able to succeed with my business is because the environment I was in, everybody was running their business. So my motivation kept me going. If I was in an environment where a lot of people wasn't running business, I wouldn't have committed.
Right.
So you got to make sure you get in an environment that a lot of people are entrepreneurs. You guys are all doing the same thing. So it's not like if I go on Instagram right now and start promoting my product, I have probably over 100 friends that are doing the same thing. Do you think I'm gonna look at a hater in a comment and be like, oh, this hater said this? My friends are doing the same thing, and we're talking about, yo, did you make a post? Yo, how much did you make yesterday? I got guys telling me, yo, I made 30 grand yesterday. How much you do? And we're all sharing it with each other. So the
It's
motivation is there.
It's the environment.
That's what I love about being a part of a mentorship, because the one thing that it's like iron sharpens iron, and because they know what you're going through as a business owner, especially when you're online, like when we were together, you know, this past summer, it was all of these business, individuals who are having their own digital product, online services, and it's like, we're dealing with this, or my success was this, or I reached my goal. That's inspiring, but your conversation becomes different, because if a person is not talking like you have a business, it's like they're talking like Charlie Brown. I can't understand what you're saying. I mean, does it not feel that way?
That is true, though.
It's like, what are you saying? Like,
they're probably just gossiping about a TV show, or they're gossiping about, or if it's guys, just, oh, she's hot. That's pretty much it.
So do you find that happening to you as well?
Me, out of my environment, like, the only people around me is business. Like, I don't really hang around. Like, I'm not the type of person that hangs. 90% of my friends are all millionaire. Only like a few of them from Minnesota that I just feel like, but 90% I hang around with, all go-getters. They're all driven. The conversation we have is, yo, how much money you made yesterday? What's your goal for the month? Where are we traveling to? That's the conversation we have every day.
Okay, so friends and family, you hear this? So when I continue to keep talking about business, I love you, but understand we have to stay in that space, because one bad apple spoils the pot. We're trying to get to another level. Shoot, we need to be building some bunkers and all this other stuff, because we don't know what's getting ready to go down.
100%. There's different things that, like, my friends, like, that's why I love entrepreneur friends, right? All my friends bring different things to me that I'm not even thinking about. One of my friends got me approved for almost $1 million or some stuff. I was like, I didn't even know what was going on. There's things like that, because you hang around people, they're like, yo, do this. Yo, Bonnie, did you hear about this? And that's why you have your friends around you, because they're all doing different things. I have friends in
And
Dubai.
it's taking you to the next level.
I have friends everywhere, and everybody's like, "Yo, let's go to this conference." I was just at a conference where I met another guy that was doing over 100 million because of my other friend. So that's why you have to get around people who are all are entrepreneurs. And a lot of my friends too, a lot of you guys who are starting out, you might be like, "Yo, Bonnie, how do I get those friends?" You get those friends from where you're at. Brandon's in one of my friend Brandon's in Kenya. They're going to South Africa, and they're entrepreneur. They're doing over like freaking millions of dollars. But I started with them. Like there's friends that I started with when I was younger, all successful. So so it's like, where do you find your friends? Who are the entrepreneurs you're around now? Grow with those people. When you're buying programs, don't be afraid to share with your friend. Like when I was starting out, I was in a fair, help my friends out who was starting out. I had more capital than them. So because I was working a more stable job, when I saw they was actually doing things too, and they was willing to ask, I was like, yeah, here you go, bro. Here's the login. Here's this. Let's work. Hey, work for me. Here, you could be on my sales team. Like, let's work together. It was never no gatekeeping. So with my friends, we don't gatekeep with each other. So they bring things to my attention. I bring things to their attention that they're not thinking about. And we both just keep growing.
So let me ask you, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay. But you weren't born in the United States.
I wasn't born here, but I became a citizen like when I was like 9 years old and like 10 because my family filed for like the whole citizenship thing.
Okay.
Oh, they did it in ahead of time.
Right.
Yeah, they did it a long time ago. What? It's changed now?
No, it hasn't changed
Oh.
anything.
No.
He's like, wait, you can't be a citizen anymore?
I'm like, damn, people.
With all this crazy.
I heard that a lot of people are saying the system has changed. Back then,
Well, you can have
'cause
digital
back then it was
residency in a
super
lot of
easy
places
for
now.
like my family when they did the whole citizenship thing. It was like actually really simple.
Yeah, it's a lot harder now to become a citizen because, of course, political reasons.
Yeah.
But now they're implementing a lot of like digital residencies. They're implementing like partial residencies. There's a lot of things that they're now doing. There's just more options now, really.
Oh wow, so
Ever
there's more
before.
options now. So
Yeah,
it's
there's more
became
options.
better. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
in a
that's
different
what's
way.
up.
Yeah. So, you know,
So back to the family thing, right? Like when you're starting out, like I even have families that I trusted and I provide them capital to do things, and they one of my uncle, I gave them some money, right? Like almost like 6 figures worth of money. He was like, "This is the money for raising you. You're gonna get people around
crazy.
you." You get what I'm saying? So the thing about it, like me, I'm good. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to give people different perspective because investing with family, guys, you guys are doing good, but it's actually kind of hard. You get what I'm saying?
Of course, we definitely see that. That's why we prefer investing into a family member. We're more into partnering with the family member. We're not partnering just because they're family. You're partnering based on things that you don't have, but they have. Their strengths and your weaknesses, right? So like those are smarter ways to invest with your family, partnering, than just saying, hey, I have this business. I feel like you'd be a great investor. And then you give them money and then stuff like that happens.
But you should definitely, one thing that I definitely took away from investing with family is that start small with
Yeah,
Right.
of course. Yeah.
like
Nothing
you
big,
go
like you
nothing
said,
big.
that's
You get what I'm
right.
saying? That was like one of the biggest mistakes that I made when it came to investing with family was because I wanted people to just be on my level so fast that I didn't want to.
But they
I felt
weren't
like it was a
mentally ready.
waste of time if I would do something like that. You get what I'm saying?
They weren't mentally ready.
They
They
wasn't.
didn't put in the same years you did.
Right.
Exactly.
They had no skin in the game.
Yeah.
Like you said, that was the money for me raising you. Like,
Family member go buy me a car, a Range Rover in Africa. He was like, "Oh, that's the money." It was like it was like, "Oh, that's the money for me raising you." I'm like, "What?" So you're gonna get things like that, you know, like especially
That's
when you
crazy.
become successful. Anybody that's around you, they feel some type of entitlement. You get what I'm saying? When you start making money, people are going to feel like, oh, where's my share of the pie? I've been here all this time. But people don't realize you work hard for your money.
Of course.
So, like, you just got to make sure when you're around people. That's why one of my mentors, he told me that when you're around your family, give them your time. It was like one thing that he learned. He was like, I don't give them money. I just give them my time. I'm always there when they want like time.
Yeah.
I give them that, and because the bond, when you start putting money in family situation, it actually kind of work in some shit way or form.
I can't say that's for everybody. I'll say that's majority.
Yeah, that's majority of family.
But I can't say that's for everybody. And you just have to have those. Do believe in contract. We have a contract.
Yeah,
we're in
of course.
business.
No,
That's
your family, because I have a staff member. I have a few staff members on my team that they're actually one of the best staff members on my team, and they're my family. One thing I learned, you have to give them a distance of understanding that is your business, and they can't come in here and you can let them go. Like you You get what I'm saying?
At
Like you
any
got to
time.
put your foot down.
Yeah.
So then when you do that, it's a lot easier for you to be able to hold them for where they're at, and then you can respect what you have going on. Because if you have family members and they come in your situation that you're building up, the way how you talk to your staff is going to be different than how you talk to your mom or
course.
your brother.
Yeah.
You guys may joke around or some other things because that's just how you guys have that relationship,
Yeah.
and that's how
Yeah.
you have your bond. So they was so if you don't set that ground rules, they can bring that into the business world.
I feel, setting expectation is definitely something that is important when it comes to building a family business.
Yeah,
You watch by actions to see how they operate after the expectation.
100%.
And then from those actions, you then can dictate if they should leave or stay.
Exactly. So that's why you got to
that's how I
start small.
Yeah, 100%.
You always have to start small with any family member. That's one lesson I learned. Start small and then gradually go from there. And then when you gradually go from there, you can build a relationship with them. And then time flies, man. Like you said, it's been a year.
It's been a year.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's literally, it is now a year
Yeah.
since we were in the program or out of the
Yeah.
program. What did we start? I think December.
December, yeah, it's been
Okay.
a year.
December,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been a year.
Dang,
So
I feel like it was like
it seems like it was
couple
just
months
like
ago.
a couple months
Yeah.
ago.
Time
But
fly quick.
I definitely appreciate all the games. So can you please tell everybody how they can reach you?
They can definitely find me on all platforms, but I'm mainly on Instagram at Boniface Ogunti. You can find me on Instagram, and then we'll go from there.
So make sure you check the
yeah.
link.
Go
right
ahead and
below.
DM him, or if
Yeah.
he hasn't, if his team hasn't already DM'd you.
Yeah,
Like-
they're probably if you're a coach, you're a consultant, you probably have had one of my staff member probably message you on social
That's
media. or
crazy.
something.
Actually, they messaged me 2
No,
days ago.
Yeah.
yeah,
from
sometimes the
Biggest
they.
World.
Oh yeah, the podcast,
the podcast,
the
biggest-
podcast,
Yeah, the biggest podcast in the world. I was like,
yeah. They probably because the thing about it is like they message so many people that they forget who they message.
Well, it just shows how powerful your team is working.
Oh, yeah.
your behalf.
yeah. I told him. I said, yeah, I'm already. I was already. He was
Oh
like,
yeah,
appreciate you.
they be on
I'm
it.
ready to
They-
come
one-
back.
One thing they're on it, like they be on it. Like that's one thing.
Oh,
they
last thing. What was your best year?
do. In sales,
Yes.
15 million. That was
1 year?
Yeah, in 1 year.
What was your best month?
I did 1.5 million. That was like my
Interesting.
best month.
So you guys hear that? It can be done. He started from nothing, sleeping on the floor with his siblings, 16 people.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's only 28. He's half my age.
That's crazy.
He's 2 years younger than you.
I didn't know this whole time. I thought he was
Yeah.
older than me.
Right.
Most people think I'm older than them though.
Again,
crazy.
it's your experience.
Yeah.
It's what you've done to help other
Yeah.
people. And, we just so appreciate you, man. We love you.
Love you guys too.
Yeah, of course, man. Well, look, y'all already know. Tap in every episode we have on here, y'all. We bring someone that's fire, and we all think of it this way. Think of this as a personal referral. We would never bring up someone on here that's not great, that's not amazing, that's not getting results. So go ahead and tap in. And if you all ever want to subscribe, like, go ahead and do that. And leave a comment. What's your favorite? What's your biggest takeaway in the comment section? And we'll see you in the next episode.
See you guys in the next episode.
one.